Hi, hello, what's up? It's me, Sylvan. This is a bit of a different video, not a reaction of any kind, not anything like that. This is more so me touching base with all of you, saying some stuff that I want to say, and announcing a couple things. So to start off, I'd like to acknowledge that it has been roughly 10 months since I started this channel. I have been making videos for just a little less than that, and I have greatly enjoyed this. This has been an amazing decision of mine to make this channel. I absolutely love making these videos. It's also just added a certain level of structure to my life that wasn't really there before, and I am just legitimately passionate about all of the stuff I talk about, so I enjoy doing it. To get to the reason why I'm making this video, one thing is I just want to have sort of a check-in, an acknowledgement of what I've done so far, what I'm planning to do in the future, but the main thing is to acknowledge that pretty much since I got back from my vacation about a month and a half ago, I have realized that I have been a lot lazier with getting stuff out. There is stuff that I said I was going to do that I just haven't. I haven't made a reaction to Mavuika's teaser or trailer. I haven't made a reaction to Citlali's either. There's a few version trailers and live streams that I just never made content on. And after a while, I've begun to feel myself sort of slipping. And I don't want that. I enjoy what I do here. So in a way, the purpose of this video is for me to set in stone what I want from myself. I want to get back to consistently making stuff and making stuff on all the things that I am interested in and just sort of put my all into it. So in order to do that, I have a few things in mind. First off, I'm going to be actually recording and releasing reactions to the Mavuika and Citlali trailers and teasers, and releasing them shortly. I'm hoping to get the Mavuika teaser and trailer reaction up the same day that this video goes up, and the Citlali one within a few days from now. So that's one thing. That is more so a fulfilling of promise of I said I would do those, and therefore I will do them as a show of commitment that I am trying to, more so for me than anything, do these things that I want to do that I said I would. The next piece of it, which is something that actually I, on my last stream, had sort of posited that I might do, is I am wanting to commit to an actual schedule for my streams. I've greatly enjoyed the streams I've done. I greatly appreciate all the people who show up to them. It's not a ton of people, but the people who do, I'm very appreciative to. You know who you are. I love you guys. And so I am committing going forward to every Tuesday at 7 p.m. PST to do a stream, regardless of what it's for. Whatever Hoyoverse game releases something that week, I will make a video on the biggest piece of story, or the biggest event, or the biggest world quest, whatever it might be. I will, on Tuesdays, be doing that. And that will be starting, not this week, not today, but next week, with, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, Amphorius 3.1's release, the continuation of the Amphorius storyline. And then from there, I'll just each week announce either the day or night before, or the morning of what I'm going to be doing on my community tab, like I have in the past. But just in general, regardless of what I'm doing, expect me to be streaming on that day at 7 p.m. PST. And then finally, the last thing that I want to do is I want to do more actually produced videos. So far, the only thing in that fashion that I have done is my Hule video, which I'm very proud of. It's something more robust than I've done ever on this channel other than it, but also has plenty of flaws, and I want to take what I learned from that and do more. And I feel like I have some good ideas sort of brewing of what I want to do for more produced content. But in all likelihood, at least initially, I don't intend to be doing anything super grandiose. They're probably going to be more focused, targeted, and shorter, but hopefully higher quality and more produced. So though I can't guarantee when those will be happening, those are now in the pipeline of I want to be making those, and I'll just be doing that in the background on top of all of my other stuff. And to peel back the curtain a little bit about why I made this channel, one of the reasons, not the entire reason, but one of them, was that I felt that I didn't have a proper outlet for me to talk about various video games and stuff that I want to talk about. I have things to say about that I wasn't getting in my personal life, in my IRL life. Outside of this channel, I basically am non-existent on social media. I use Reddit and YouTube, but I don't ever make posts or comment really outside of this channel. So this was very new to me. This was an entirely new endeavor for me. And I think I have achieved what I wanted out of that, of being able to have somewhere to talk about and engage with other people about Hoyoverse games. But as you may have picked up, I said games in general. I did not say Hoyoverse games specifically, and that is where one of the big points I want to bring up here is, when I made this channel, I originally had not intended it to be just for Hoyoverse games. It just so happens that Hoyoverse games take up a large amount of my free time, but there are other games I play and other stuff I want to talk about. And so this is part of the reason why I'm making this video. I am here to say that going forward, Hoyoverse content will still be my primary content. It'll be the main thing I make videos on still, because it just has so much content. But from time to time, I might begin making videos on other stuff other than Hoyoverse. It shouldn't impact my Hoyoverse content if that is the only reason you're here and the only reason you care to be here. But for those who are interested in my takes and my opinions on things, or just my analysis, or whatever reason you come to me, separate from the things I'm covering, I am wanting to expand a bit. And realistically, the main way that is going to start is very subtle, very minor. The first of which is related to my streaming. When I stream, like I acknowledged I consistently will be going into the future, I still intend to have most of my streams be focused on Hoyoverse games and content, because there's almost every week or so going to be new major story or events coming out in those games, so that will still be the core content of my streams. But in weeks that there isn't really anything from Hoyoverse games, there isn't a new update coming out for any of the games, there isn't a major event starting, anything like that, I will still stream, but it may not be a Hoyoverse game. I might play something else. And I have some ideas of what that might look like. If I'm really feeling sort of lazy and casual one week, I might play something like a roguelike. I've been really into Balatro recently, so that's one thing. If I'm wanting to do something more robust, that's more in line with the more narrative-centric stuff that I play on streams usually, I might do something like a Baldur's Gate 3 run. I've never properly finished that game, but I'm well-versed in it nonetheless. I might end up doing some Dark Souls runs, that kind of thing. I'm really familiar with that series. So that kind of thing will sort of fill in the gaps going forward. So, simply speaking, when there are weeks that there isn't really any Hoyoverse content to do, I'll do other games. And on weeks where the Hoyoverse content that there is turns out to be really brief or short or whatever, I might just do a short stream, I might just jump to something else in one of the Hoyoverse games, like a random event or something, or I might fully change gears and go into some other game for the rest of the stream. It really is just sort of going to be based on my own personal feeling and vibes at the time, so keep an eye out for that. I will continue to be making posts on my channel in the community tab for what I'm doing in any given week, probably day of, earlier in the day, or the night before, that kind of thing, because that'll probably be as early as I can figure out what I'm doing a lot of the time. But that is generally the plan going forward for my streams, and that will be one of the main places where non-Hoyoverse content is appearing on my channel for at least this next immediate part of my channel's lifetime. Beyond that, the other notable place where non-Hoyoverse content could show up on my channel is in a much more notable way that I'm more so on the fence about. So this is not me saying that I'm going to do this, but more so me sort of pushing this idea out into the ether to get everyone's take on this. So please let me know in the comments if you want this. Beyond video games, the other kind of media that I find myself not having as much of an outlet to talk about with friends and such is anime. And so because of that, one thought I have been having recently is that it would not be that big a jump for me to start doing some anime reactions as well. There are shows I want to watch that I haven't, both old and new. There's a few shows I have been watching, but I could start on them. I have a lot of different shows in the back pocket that I've just never watched. And if I were to do this, I'd probably be setting up polls for like what shows you guys actually want to see, that kind of thing. But I feel like that potentially could have some merit as something to add to my channel on top of everything else I'm doing, because I know that a lot of you who are more dedicated fans of my stuff really enjoy my analysis and stuff, and I very easily, I think, could bring that into the context of anime as well. It obviously would be in a slightly different format. I probably wouldn't be able to go full line by line breakdown analysis like I do in Hoyoverse videos, but I nonetheless would still try to bring that same general energy and analytical perspective to how I do anime reactions and analysis. So that's more so just a thing I'm throwing out as a possibility. Not a guarantee that I'm doing that, but more just pushing feelers out to see what you guys think of it as an idea. And realistically, to start off, I'd probably do 1, maybe 2 shows at most. I don't want to overwhelm myself, I don't want to get burnt out. And this channel isn't the only thing I'm doing. I'm not doing this channel full time right now, so you know I only have so much time. But I feel like I could slot in 1, maybe 2 shows that I consistently, like, once a week make videos on or something. So realistically, those are the 2 avenues that I potentially might be stepping beyond Hoyoverse content for. And the other reason, realistically, why I sort of want to do that, other than just wanting to talk about things I'm passionate about, is that Hoyoverse content is great, there's a ton of it, but unfortunately it's a bit unpredictable of how frequently it comes out and how frequently it's happening. Though the patches are consistent, and once we know when a character is coming out, we can predict roughly when their videos and stuff are going to come out. The pace of how many characters are being released, how many trailers are being released, that is never consistent, which, as plenty of you probably realize, results in variable amounts of time where I just don't make a video. And if possible, I do want to make something of this channel. I make content on this channel mainly as an outlet, as I said, for my own thoughts, but if this channel could become something, that would be amazing to me. That would be dream come true. And I understand that with the kind of stuff I'm making, realistically, the only way that could happen is if I just make stuff more consistently. And realistically, one of the best ways for me to do that is just to expand my repertoire. And that's largely everything that I want to cover here in this video. Just to summarize, I'm going to be getting to the Mavuika and Citlali videos soon, within a few days at the latest. I'm going to be streaming consistently going forward, mostly doing Hoyoverse stuff still, but occasionally other games as well. I'll begin to make more highly edited, produced, shorter content, aesthetically in line most with my Hule video, but in a more refined form. And I'll mainly focus on Hoyoverse content, but if an idea about a game or anime or something other than that comes to mind that I really want to talk about, maybe that'll happen at some point. And finally, I want to know all of your opinions on whether or not I should start doing anime reactions as well. And once again, it won't be the focus of my channel, it won't be the core of my content. I'm going to be sticking to the Hoyoverse stuff primarily in all likelihood for who knows how long, but I do have this itch to expand out a little bit, and I just want all of your opinions on if that sounds like a thing you want to see. But with that, I think I've covered everything I wanted to. I'm back, and properly so, and I want to really kick into high gear in a lot of ways. I hope you all have a great day. Goodbye.